part of the preparation for this series for me was reading this book called Christ the Healer. If you don't have that book, I would encourage you to get it. It was written by a man named Bosworth, F.F. Bosworth, in the 1800s. He was an evangelist, and he began his ministry by simply preaching the gospel, preaching Jesus. But he got this revelation that I'm sharing with you. He got it, and he began to have healing services or healing, prayer for healing in his meetings. And it changed everything for him. And he began to promote this new method, or this old method, of reaching people. And so what I'm going to read to you is a quote from the book, Christ the Healer. And you can get this book from Amazon if you want it electronically, or you can also order it. I believe it's still available in paperback. But what a great textbook on the subject of healing. That book is good for people who want to receive healing, that are struggling to receive. And it's also good for people who want to share the healing message with others. It's just an excellent book. In fact, I haven't written a book on healing yet because I like his so much. I'd rather just refer people to his book, Christ the Healer. So here's what he said. He said, in our last revival meeting, preceding the writing of this book conducted in Ottawa, Canada, during the 7 weeks of meetings, 6,000 came for healing and 12,000 for salvation. Now that's a big meeting in any time, but this was in the 1800s. This is before the Azusa Street revival, before the big meetings of the 70s and 80s in the charismatic movement. This was way back. And he said 12,000 came for salvation. He said, I doubt there would have been more than 1,000 for salvation had it not been for the miracles of healing which displayed the compassion of the Lord. The city and country were stirred as never before in its history, and the largest crowds that had ever gathered together under one roof for religious meetings happened in this capital of Canada. They filled this newly built multi-million-dollar auditorium, the largest building in the city. Isn't that great? There it is. It's the message, the miracles, and the multitudes. Not only did it work in Jesus' ministry and in the book of Acts, in the disciples, and then those that were impacted by them, but now we see that it's working in an evangelist in the 1800s. Thousands of people came, and it was because of the healings, not the message, but the healings. The attendance ran as high as 10,000 in a single service. Before leaving the city, many hundreds of written testimonies were received from those who were healed or being healed from almost every kind of disease and affliction. To God be all the glory. I just love that. That book is so encouraging to me. And as I read that book for I don't know how many times I've read it now, but it just jumped out at me. There's a scriptural pattern here that is being repeated in the ministry of Bosworth, and he said that other evangelists had taken this same approach and their ministries exploded as well. And it's simply the message, miracles, and it draws the multitudes. It's just, the world is ripe for this. It is so ripe for this. There's trouble on every hand. Almost every institution is corrupt. People don't trust anything or anyone anymore. And to be able to point to a concrete miracle or sign, a wonder, what a powerful motivator for these days. And so we want to do this. I want to practice this in my own ministry. I'm excited and looking forward to doing meetings again. I want to come to a city near you. But we're getting our ministry established in the media world on these different platforms. And we've needed help to do that, to get where we are. We built this studio, and thank God for that. And I've developed dozens and dozens of audio series. We've done hundreds and hundreds of television programs. We have a YouTube channel. But we want to continue to go forward, and I can't do it by myself. I want to ask you to consider investing in this ministry. I don't have sponsors. That's why you don't see commercials. And you know, I talked to a Christian organization that is involved in media, and they tried to get me to give them my programming and let them create commercials to put into the middle of the program and each end to get response from you. They said, you've got to get response. And I thought, you know what? This isn't a matter of commercials and influencing and motivating. This is really, it's between me and my audience. And I said, if I can't appeal to my audience and get a response, you can't do anything about it. I don't want you to do that. And I didn't let them do it. But I'm coming to you myself. You know, rather than have those commercials or to have real commercials where they talk about shoes and cars and supplements and other unmentionables, they're putting anything on commercials today. It's embarrassing. But we don't do that here. You know, if you watch a 30-minute news program, there's 10 minutes, I timed it one time, 10 minutes of commercials. And you say, you preachers always talk about money. Not near as much as the news. Because every one of those commercials is all about money, trying to get your money. They want you to buy whatever it is they're promoting, and they pay the news channel in order to advertise it. Well, I don't have that. Our program is free. It costs me, but it doesn't cost people anything. And we never want that to change. I would not charge for the life-changing truths of God's Word. I wouldn't want to cheapen it that way, and it's never been that way.